think critically, act justly, have empathy, and do the self-work. That's what I hope for this country for the next 4 years. Hola mi gente! What is up, mi gente? Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Gabi, your neighborhood friendly Puerto Rican, and we did it. It has been a very stressful couple of weeks. The last video that I posted was my Halloween videos. So the last videos that I posted was last week. Well, it's Monday, not last week, but the week before last. Wow, last week was the first time that I didn't upload a video since I started my channel in September. Wow. Well, I needed a break. I uploaded 7 videos back to back, filmed, edited a video every day and put it out there. It was a really good challenge to myself because I really wanted to challenge myself to do this because I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it, you know? I always had an idea of doing Vlogmas and those kinds of videos, so I definitely wanted to try it, and I did, and I'm proud of myself. I feel really accomplished. Not sure I'll do it again because, like, how helpful is it to have like Halloween videos week of Halloween instead of before Halloween, so you can prep and get the things and practice and shit. But anyway, you may notice that we are filming, like, the quality is different. I'm filming on my new camera. I went last week to Best Buy and I got a camera. I got a camera, y'all. So anyway, last week I didn't put a video up because I just wanted to like chill. I was a little burnt out after like the week that I had. And also it was just a stressful week. I'm not sure if you remember or not, but last week was the US presidential elections and it was a scary couple of days there, you know? But on Saturday, the good news was had. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are going to be the next president and vice president in the United States, and I cannot tell you the amount of relief that I felt when Wolfie Blitzer finally projected Joe Biden as the next president of the United States. I caught it live. My reaction was literally to yell. I literally yelled a yell that I didn't know that that I could have, you know?
President-elect Joe Biden. What a moment in history.
I really love horror movies, and I don't know about you, but don't you ever wonder like what your scream queen scream would sound like? Like if you were in a horror film, what would your scream be, you know? I feel like I didn't expect it to sound like that, but I feel like that would be my scream queen scream. But it was amazing. And when Wolf Blitzer said
Kamala Harris is set to become the first woman and the first person of color to be the vice president,
that's when I started to cry.
I'm such a Pisces. I'm also on my period and I can't stop crying.
I immediately started bawling because it wasn't theoretical anymore that Kamala could be the first woman, first Black woman, first Asian American woman, first Indian woman. Like, it is fact. She will be the first. And like, I literally feel like I just stopped crying because it has been such a roller coaster of emotions. The flood of tears that like poured out of me, I feel like, was from PTSD of election night 2016. It was like the last 4 years of the Trump administration, and it was like the last year of COVID and all of the horrible things that just have happened in this year, all like pouring out of me, and just like sheer relief. And I can only imagine the relief that BIPOCs like feel, like the relief that Black people feel, the relief that Indigenous people feel, the relief that like Black and brown Latinx people must feel, immigrants, like I can only imagine. And I'm gonna start crying again if I like continue talking about it. But it was an amazing weekend. The amount of hope and like relief, again, relief, it's just like it's a lot of relief. A lot of relief. But the amount of hope that I have, that the nation has, that my friends and I have like talked about having, what a beautiful thing, you know? It's like we almost forgot what it feels like to have hope for our country. And again, I'm from Puerto Rico, so it's a little like iffy, the semantics of it all. But I am a US citizen, you know? I was born in the US. I am a US citizen. I'm Puerto Rican. We are all US citizens. Spoiler alert. And this was also like a win for us because like Hurricane Maria is still like something that we're all still struggling through, you know? We're all still rebuilding from physically, mentally, emotionally. We're all still rebuilding from it. And it feels so good that that man who threw fucking paper towel at us and talked so much shit about us is no longer gonna have any power over us. Like, oof. The fact that we may come closer to becoming a state, like, what? There's still a lot of work to do. There's still a lot of work for this nation to do. There's still a lot of work to do in Georgia for these runoff elections, but like the amount of hope, the amount of dreaming that we can like do now and daydreaming that we can do for our lives. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, they were not the ticket that we wanted necessarily, but absolutely they're the ticket that this country needs at this time. If we had a more progressive ticket, Donald Trump would have won again. You know, it's a ticket that we need to unify this country, to heal the country, to bring people together, to allow this space of like self-awareness, the collective self-awareness and self-work that needs to be done. It gives space for that to happen in a really authentic and safe way. I feel like if there was a more progressive ticket, people wouldn't feel as comfortable maybe with it, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything happens for a reason. And yeah, we really need to heal this nation. There is so much divisiveness. There's so much hate. There's so much reaction before understanding, you know? People are just so quick to react before they even choose to like understand a situation. And I hope that with this administration, it just gives space for us all to do the self-work that is needed to make a better collective country. You know what I'm saying? Self-work is not easy. Self-work is really hard. It doesn't have obvious increments of advancement, right? You don't see the progress happening, right? So it doesn't feel like there's progress happening. Self-work requires, oh God, a lot of patience, a lot of dedication, a lot of practice. And I really hope, like my hope for these next 4 years is mainly for the country to heal and come together and not just like tolerate our differences and not just accept our differences, but celebrate our differences and protect our differences. I want a nation that roots for each other. I want a nation that protects each other fiercely. I just want us all to be looking out for one another. Wow, what a utopia, Gabby. Yeah, I know. I'm an optimist, you know? It's so funny because I never would really think that I'm an optimist, but when I think about my hopes for this country, it is just so optimistic. I really hope that people do the self-work so that they can get their egos out of the way, admit that they were wrong. Not even that they were wrong, just have accountability, right? I hope that those who voted for Trump realize like this Biden-Harris administration is for them too. Like this us and them needs to stop. This othering needs to stop. This like regurgitation of statements without actual knowledge behind them. It needs to stop, you know? It needs to stop. This country is in for a really rude awakening. I hope that we all just realize that like we're connected. Like we're all, like your actions are gonna affect me as a nation. You know what I'm saying? Like you not wearing a mask immediately affects me and my health, right? So it's like we are connected like that. And people just wanna think that we're all just so isolated, and it's not true. It's not true. I also want Trump supporters to understand that like, we understand how you feel, you know? Like those of us who voted for Biden and Harris and those of us who voted for like Clinton in 2016, like we understand how you feel. But the difference is that we're empathetic towards that. And we don't want you to feel sad or heartbroken and like scared, because like that's the world that we have been living in, especially if you're not a white person, right? Like that's the world that we've been living in, where we're afraid for our lives. We're afraid for the lives of our friends and our family. And y'all are just afraid of what? Bathrooms, people living authentically, positively authentically, you know, by living in their truths. There's just like so many thoughts. I have so many thoughts and feelings. Mainly I have hope, and I haven't felt hope since I voted for Hillary in 2016, you know. I literally thought that we were gonna elect our first female president. Whatever. I just have hope for this country. I have a lot of hope. Also, a lot of promises were made in those acceptance speeches, you know, in those victory speeches. The fact that they named Black women as like the reason they won, because it's true. If we just listen to Black women. We learned that lesson in 2016, that we should have been listening to Black women. And here we inched a little closer, with the exception of our white women. To hear like Joe Biden say transgender people. Like, he's the first president-elect to ever utter the word transgender in a victory speech. And he mentioned how the African-American community stepped up for him, and now he's gonna step up for them. So many beautiful promises were made, so many beautiful declarations were made during those victory speeches that I have so much hope. I have so much hope that you said it, so you have to back it up, you know? And I have hope for that. I just can't wait to see how this administration brings in the people who really helped get them into the White House and work with them to further the education of our nation. Oh my God. What I really hope also is for people to think critically for themselves, right? Not just read a headline and take that verbatim, not just watch a news anchor and believe everything they say. Like, I need people to do their research and think critically for themselves. That's part of the work, right? That's part of the internal work. And then I need people to act justly for all of us, right? Like, that is my hope. Jesuit ideals, what's up? I went to a Jesuit university, so this has stayed with me for my whole life. Think critically and act justly. Think critically for yourself and act justly for the world, you know? Oh my gosh, Biden Harris, they did it. We did it. Think critically, act justly, have empathy, and do the self-work. That's what I hope for this country for the next 4 years. Self-awareness is your superpower. When you're aware of why you're thinking and feeling and reacting a certain way, when you really ask yourself the questions of like, why am I acting like this? Why am I reacting like this? Why am I thinking this? Why am I saying this? When you really get down to it, you'll unlock a lot of probably trauma from your life, you know, emotional scars and shit, but you're gonna unlock such understanding of yourself, and that is just gonna help the world around you. You know what I'm saying? This is just like a lot of me blabbing. I don't know how long this video is gonna be. Meow. Before I post any other videos, I really just wanted to sit down and talk about this historic moment and throw some respect on its name and throw it a video, you know what I'm saying? I hope that you guys feel as much relief and joy and hope that I feel. I hope that you're inspired to do self-work regardless of who you voted for, right? Like, there's a lot of self-work that needs to happen. White people, don't get complacent. The work does not stop. It has to go even harder, okay? Also, white women, what's wrong with you? But other than that, mi gente, yes, do let me know what your thoughts are down below. I really want to know, like, how are you feeling after this historic win? Let me know down below. Please subscribe to this channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. I know it was a little different, but politics and social justice is something that I'm really passionate about, and I thought it was important to like make a video about this before I continue with my other content. Meow. Also follow me over on Instagram at @GoGabiGabi. Other than that, mi gente, just remember to take a breath, drink some water. I believe in you, and I'm sending you so much light, paz, and mucho, mucho, mucho amor. Hasta la próxima, which will be a Sephora VIP haul and my Best Buy haul. So if you want to see me unboxing this actual camera, tune into the next video. I'll see you then, mi gente. Bye.